What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we are going to talk about some of the travel tips and tricks and advice that I've picked up on over the years. We haven't really done too many live streams like this, but we're going to do one today. I'm going to share as much information as I can. I have a list right here for you guys. I'm going to rattle off a bunch of information, so if you're getting ready to travel internationally, or you have plans to travel domestically, this advice can apply to you. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is travel reward programs. By the way, this is Isla Salwana in Dominican Republic. I've also got some other Caribbean footage in here. I recently went there. So if you have plans to do any of this going internationally to this place, you're going to have the proper documents in place. So let's talk about the important things that you need to know. Before we dive in here, welcome to all the new subscribers. If you guys like these live streams, turn on the bell notification. If you're not getting notified when these videos are coming out, unclick the bell and then re-click the bell, and that re-triggers the algorithm to say you want to get updated when these videos come out. I was even thinking about setting up a program where I actually collect email addresses and give you guys some of these information as it comes out. But let's give you guys some really great information before I do. VertCam, new channel. Click the link below or click the link above. Brand new channel. This is strictly dedicated to the travel process. This is a very helpful resource. As you know, I usually just show you the destinations, so I set up a channel showing you what the train rides and the airplane rides look like, because a lot of people get anxiety about what to expect going through London Heathrow on a layover to Paris, or riding the train in Europe. That's why I've made these videos right here, airports and trains. I'm separating them, but I've got like Indianapolis Airport, some of the local ones, but I've also got London Heathrow transfer, Amsterdam Airport, Chicago O'Hare Airport, and then I've got the train travel, like high-speed train from Frankfurt to Munich or Geneva to Paris. So that's why you guys would want to keep up with VertCam. That's what that channel is, completely dedicated to the travel transport process. So the first thing I want to talk about is travel reward programs. This is really important. I did put the links below for each one of these, but I think that it's important to be in these travel reward programs. I see you guys in the comments. Thanks to the people who've already hit the likes, and I will be looking out for you guys in the comments. But travel reward programs like Marriott Bonvoy. I like Marriott Bonvoy for my hotels. I also like Hyatt, but these guys have like the best travel rewards program, and you get free nights as you go by, and then as you collect more nights, you end up getting upgraded to suites quite frequently. My favorite airline is Delta SkyMiles. So if you guys sign up using the links in the description that I've put, we both get bonus miles. You will get 50,000 bonus miles if you spend just $2,000 in your first 3 months of the card. I prefer Delta. I also have a card for American Airlines, and I used to have one for United, but because I'm not a big fan of United like I am Delta, and believe it or not, American Airlines, who I used to not really like, I'm starting to like those guys again. Or, well, I never actually liked American, and now I actually like them, and I start to think that maybe they're better. But they're a Barclays card. Yeah, I don't have a membership program for that, but usually you could just sign up on there. But right now, Delta SkyMiles, that's where it's at with me. So I like Marriott, Delta. This one right here, the American Express Rewards Program right here, this is the Platinum. This is what gets you access to the Centurion Lounge, to I think even Delta's Lounge. I think you can even get Priority, the Priority Lounge. So if you like going to airports and going to lounges and getting VIP with free food and all these things, and even being able to sometimes bring a friend or a guest, this is the card that you're going to want. It does have an annual fee, but you can see you'll get 150,000 membership reward points. If you plan on doing a lot of travel, this card right here will make your travel process easier. Now, first couple years that I was doing my traveling, dating all the way back to 2014, I was just, I wish I knew about these programs back then, because I was scared to get a credit card debt, or I was scared, but these are charge cards. You pay as you go, but you get rewarded for your travel. You'll notice a lot of the people on YouTube who are flying in comfort and class, they're usually using some sort of airline miles. And I would watch people say something and recommend it. I just thought it was a gimmick. But then I actually signed up. I did one. Now I have like 7 of the cards because they're that good. So if you plan to do any bit of travel, domestic or foreign, you're going to want this card and at least Marriott or Hilton. Hilton is very generous with their points, but if it came down to the Hilton hotel chain versus the Marriott hotel chain, I think Marriott's just a little bit higher quality, although Hilton is still really good. Like I said, they're very generous with their points, so you can earn more points with them. I am taking a look at IHG and Hyatt, but because I've already got two rewards programs with Hilton and Marriott, I'm sticking with these guys. You guys know I do a lot of travel. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering, well, why don't you stay in an Airbnb? I do stay in Airbnb, especially if I'm with multiple people and I've got to pay. I need more than one room. But Airbnb doesn't do any reward programs, and having loyalty to these guys where they give you free, I would see like every 4 nights I was getting a free room, especially being that I was using their credit card, because the credit card was accumulating points and I was getting like 130,000 points. It seemed like an average Hilton is about 30,000 points from what I was discovering. So 130,000 points, that's like 5 free rooms just for spending 3,000, just basically purchases that I would have made $3,000. I was just running it through my charge card, and I was paying as I go because I don't want to get the interest rates. So do pay as you go. It also has a $95 fee, but if you travel a lot, I mean, this is like 5 rooms right here, 4 or 5 rooms. I mean, I've even seen staying at a $1,000 Ritz-Carlton on the Marriott Bonvoy for like 70,000 points. I could have stayed in Rome at the Ritz-Carlton, which was over $1,000 a night hotel, for less than 100,000 bonus points. I'm just telling you, you guys could take it or leave it, but that's been my experience. Now, the next thing that I would say we have to take a look at is travel flexibility. So a lot of people, they get caught up in this idea that they need to plan out their trips way in advance, and so they're not flexible. One of the reasons that I travel long distance like I do is because I've decided to become flexible. And so with my flexibility, I end up going to a lot more places, and I go kind of where the wind blows me. I'm not stuck in any sort of travel plan. Salvador says, does it stand for virtual transportation cam? Yes, that's exactly what it stands for. Virtual cam. That's exactly what it stands for. The new channel he's talking about. So yes, Salvador, you're correct. Back to the point that I was making about travel flexibility. So you might get a better deal on a round trip ticket, but what I do is multiple cities. So say I'm going to Europe, I'll arrive at Paris at Charles de Gaulle, but I'll know that I'm going to go south, so I'll try to book a ticket out of Rome on a multi-city round trip. If I need to change it for any reason, yes, I'll have to pay the fee, but at least I'm not having to go and come back. It allows me to go further through Europe. So I arrive in Charles de Gaulle, but I depart out of Rome, but I get the round trip price. And so it allows me to actually go all the way south and not have to hurry back to Paris to depart, because go and come back is very frustrating. So I like that multi-city. So if I know that I'm going to be going to Europe for 3 weeks, instead of booking a round trip out of Paris alone, I'll do Paris and then I'll depart out of Rome or Barcelona or wherever else I'm going, Milan, who knows? You guys tell me where you want to go, right? Thanks to 11 people who hit the likes. And so let's talk about the next thing is electronic copies of everything that you have, all your important documents, because if you lost your backpack or something like that happened, you want to make sure you have electronic copies. So best backup methods for your travel documents, what do they have? So you can get a 2 terabyte or a 4 terabyte SD card, but some of the things you're going to want to have electronic copies of, especially if you're going international. You need a picture of your passport, your visa, okay, if you needed a visa, travel insurance, driver's license. Those are the big 4. Anything else you can add into there. Maybe even this right here, the vax certificate, if they certainly needed that. Next thing I want to talk about is how do I know where I can go around the world? So where do I get my ideas for travel? Well, I just so happen to simply use this travel restrictions by Kayak. International travel restrictions by country. I've gone to a bunch of different websites. Yes, people say go to the U.S. Embassy, but I simply just use this free one by Kayak right here, and I just basically type in wherever I want to, or where I'm departing from, in this case, the United States. Everything in green means no restrictions whatsoever. So Mexico, Chile, Argentina, most of the Eastern Bloc in Europe, Norway, Iceland, UK, Ireland, Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, no restrictions whatsoever. That means I don't need a shot or anything to go there. It's just no restrictions. If it's orange, that means that there is a restriction, typically like you need to get a test before you arrive, and each one will tell you a different bit of information. For example, if I wanted to go to Spain, can't go unvaccinated. Visitors from the United States will not be allowed to enter Spain fully vaccinated but if you're fully vaccinated, you can enter. So Spain has, still the guidelines in place. What about France? You can enter even if you're unvaccinated into France, but you need a negative COVID result. So the green ones are basically, you're green, you're good to go. You don't need anything to get in there. I like the green ones because, those are the ones that are on the list. Mexico, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica. You can see there's 45 countries that are wide open, 149 with open but with restrictions, and then 32 countries like China and Turkmenistan, Libya, those are closed, but no one's really trying to go to any of those places. Maybe the one that's on the list that I'd like to go to, that's probably, on that list that even would be remotely interesting to me, is probably Taiwan. But anyway, so there you go with that information. I also do recommend having electronic payment methods in place, such as Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever application you have. Just having those saved in there in case you did lose your wallet. Hopefully that never ever happens to any of us, but if it did, at least you could still make the transaction happen with a card. So I usually would say having a wallet, but also having a passport book in there with a couple cards, that in case something like that happened, you still had backup cards that are available and ready to go. I've also created a list of things that I personally travel with. These are all, this is my Amazon store. You guys can click the link if any of these products interest you, but I use all of these products. Every single one of these things I have here, I've used. This is if you want to just use film with your phone alone, DJI Mobile 3. This is the drone I use. I like it because it's small. It's actually the Air 2S. I have a Mavic 3, but it's bigger than this, so I prefer the Air 2S with extra batteries. GoPro 10 is now what I'm using, but it's been having some glitchy problems. So this is my go-to camera right here, this little DJI Pocket. A lot of you guys say, hey, what'd you film that on? Most of the time I'm filming on this DJI Pocket, and I'm editing on an Apple MacBook Pro. In terms of clothes that I like to wear lightweight UV protecting clothing, especially if I'm in the Caribbean. So I'll have Olokai, they're my favorite sandals. I always wear those. Sometimes they're a little squeaky because of the leather, but if you're walking on sand, you won't hear the squeak. If you're walking right here, no squeaky, okay? Anyway, these, like I said, Columbia, I like the ultraviolet UV protecting clothing, like I'm wearing it right now, this kind of clothing. These kind of hats right here work really good. There's a Columbia hat. If you click on that, you can get the black one, you can get the gray one, whatever one. In terms of board shorts, I usually go with Huck. I also go with Huck Performance Fishing. It seems like the Performance Fishing guys are the ones who make the best clothing, whether it's Huck or Columbia PFG for the clothing for when I'm actually walking around. All of those are links right there. That's where I buy it. Again, more Huck. Here's the hard drive that I recommend for storing your backup documents, your passport, your driver's license. Just make sure you put a lock on it so no one can access it in case it's lost. I just use the AirPod 1s. I tried the AirPod 2s. I didn't like them, so I'm back to the AirPod 1s, and I've had them for a few years, and I got rid of the AirPod 2 because I didn't like them. My watch, there's my watch. It's just a simple Lacoste. And the shoes that I wear actually are Gore-Tex because I do a lot of walking. I needed really comfortable shoes that aren't going to wear out but aren't going to hurt my feet. I found that these Gore-Tex by Nike work the best. For my travel bag luggage, I travel with 2 bags only. My carry-on, which is this Osprey right here. This is a great bag. I've had it for like 3 years now. It's an awesome bag. And I also travel with a hard-shelled suitcase like this Samsonite right here. The reason I do that is because I have a drone in there and I have some other fragile equipment. So I use the hard shell instead of the soft shell. And the hard shell with Samsonite can handle like walking on the streets, especially in like Italy or France where the roads are like really choppy on the sidewalks. So I need something durable that's not going to pop a wheel or, you know, have a blowout on the road. That's why I go with Samsonite, because I know they're reliable. And they also have the locks on the side. So hard shell, reliable wheels, bearings and all that. And just overall durable suitcase. I use these products right here. They're you put your shirts in one, you put your shorts in another. They're called packing cubes. I just use that. Okay, so now when I start going to a lot of different countries, in particular in Europe, I use these electronic universal travel adapters. So you know, they don't have the U.S. outlet port, so you got to get one for France. You got to get a different one for Switzerland. You got to get a different one for Italy. And Netherlands has a different one, and you're just like, what the heck? This one actually didn't have the Netherlands in it, but it had the others, so that worked. I wish it had the Netherlands, but I had to pick up a different one for the Netherlands, just a separate one on top of it. But it's better than having nothing. So having one of these instead of like 5 or 6 little independent ones, just one little deal right here, a universal travel adapter. That's if you plan to go to Europe and you're going to multiple countries. Something like that will work for you. As far as Bose headphones, I like Bose. I actually kind of stopped using those because now I use AirPods. But if you like something comfortable on your head, Bose is probably my recommendation. Unfortunately, this camera bag is sold out. That's my absolute favorite by Vanguard, but it's sold out, so you can't even get it. Powerbank. You need a power bank. I like this power bank because it's got a light on it. It's also got a solar charger in case I'm in a situation where I'm in Netherlands and I don't have a power charger and I need to get something charged. So something like this, you can get any one of these. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. If you need high, fast volume charging, I use this Anker 4-port USB charger. It charges faster than most. And then there's just little different, you know, things that I have to have. Like I always use an electric toothbrush because electric toothbrushes clean my teeth better, especially when I'm traveling. I don't know what it is, but I feel like my teeth need to be cleaned a little bit more than when I'm home. So I like the electric ones. I need something that's really going to clean good. And definitely flossing. Like if you travel a lot, you're going to need some floss, for real. I just use these Glade by Scope. I mean, this is kind of expensive. You just get one bag. You don't need to get the whole kit, but you guys get the idea. I just wanted to illustrate what I use, but you could get the whole bag. I mean, it's just, I don't think you're going to need that many toothpicks. And then, you know, like a hygiene kit. Yeah, you need a hygiene kit. Your nails are going to grow unless you plan to get a manicure or pedicure. What are you going to do when your toenails or your fingernails, especially if you're gone more than one day? I mean, 1 week or 1 month. I mean, your fingers are like once a week I got to trim my nails, you know, something like that. I don't know the exact, maybe like a week and a half. Handy laundry bag, like a laundry bag for sure. You're going to need one of those. Yeah. It's a lot, man, especially when you travel for months at an end. You know, I travel for months at an end, so these are things that I had to realize I needed. But a hygiene kit, yeah, you're going to need a soap. Usually the soap at the hotels, sometimes it's hit or miss, but it could give you dry scalp, dry skin. So bringing your own personal stuff that you know works can be clutch. Here's another thing that I can't stress that comes up for me: immune system. I've got to keep my immune system very strong when I'm traveling, especially when I'm gone for 1.5, 2 months. I start to really get travel fatigue. My immune system starts breaking down. So I need that extra that extra vitamin pack. I don't know what you guys use. I just put these on there. I like gummies. At least I can remember to take a gummy. Also, I don't have it on there, but sometimes at night, if I'm having a hard time sleeping, I'll take melatonin. I'll take melatonin when I'm on a plane. Especially if I've got a 7-hour flight and I'm like wide awake because it's like, I don't know, 12 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm like, I got to sleep on this flight. I'll take something like some melatonin or whatever works for me. You know, it just depends on what works for you. But anyways, guys, hope this list helps. Brenna Skepa said, what website shows the restriction levels? Yes, good question. So that is actually Kayak. I also use Kayak to search flights. So again, I have Delta, I have an American Airlines mileage program. I also have United. So being a part of those, you know, it's Star Alliance and then you have One World. I highly recommend that because as I've traveled a lot, You want to make sure you're collecting those points and you're getting rewarded for your travel. You're getting rewarded for your hotel stays because that stuff adds up. But then that loyalty also allows you to get those upgrades, that first class, that business class upgrades. If you're not signed up for any of those reward programs, I don't see how you're going to get upgraded to first class without paying premium prices. So that's why I recommend that. I mean, I was that guy who was just kind of like, oh man, it's $4,000 to upgrade to business class. But then I got airline miles with Delta, and I'm like, okay, for 95,000 airline miles, which I can swing because I signed up for the, a Delta airline miles program, and I got 50,000 bonus, plus I got airline miles on top of that. Now all of a sudden I can fly first class to Amsterdam. You get it? So that's why I put those links below. And if you check in the links, I've got all the affiliate links. We both get rewarded. So it's not just me that gets rewarded. You also get full bonuses, but you also support this channel and me being able to travel. So it's like you doing me a favor, but me also encouraging you to consider something like this. But like I said, it's a charge card. You pay as you go. I don't recommend building up the debt and holding $3,000 in debt and having 25%. I'm just saying, instead of using your debit card that you use every day, use the charge card and then pay it off at the end of 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month or whatever before the statement comes due, so you don't get hit with the interest, but you get the rewards. Because if you use your debit card, you're not going to get any rewards. One more thing I will say, especially in Europe, they don't all use American Express, so having the Visa card on hand, that's why I put Chase Sapphire. Chase Sapphire is like sub-premium travel card, but it's a Visa card, so I still get the rewards. You can see I don't use debit cards, period, and I hate using cash because I don't get any rewards for it. So I'm addicted to getting the rewards, kind of like a couponer. Your grandpa or your grandma who was a couponer, that's become me with my travel because I love getting the rewards, because I definitely want to stay free nights. I want free nights. I want to get upgraded to suites when I can get a chance with ocean views or whatever. So having that loyalty gets you what you're looking for. Thanks to the 17 people with the likes. MM says, hope you do more island videos. Yeah, I'm probably going to be going back to the Caribbean, although it's getting hot. Let's see, did I miss anything? We talked about being flexible. We talked about the importance of airline travel programs, hotel travel programs, one carry-on, one stowed away luggage, being flexible. TSA pre-check. TSA pre-check can save you a lot of hassle, although I'm noticing a lot of people are getting signed up for TSA pre-check. This right here. The cool thing about getting the Delta or the business platinum card, you get access to the lounges, but it's also included that you get your fee for TSA pre-check paid for, as well as global entry. So global entry just means you don't have to go through all the customs riffraff that that everyone else has to go through, because you're basically in the fast track. So fast tracking with global entry, that's why this card, for someone who's really a traveler, like there's no doubt about it, this Amex card right here is going to be worth its weight in silver, or platinum in this case. They also have a gold one, which is good, but look at, you spend, you have to spend $15,000 in the first 3 months. That's kind of high, but you get 150,000 points. I mean, basically, like you're paying your rent or you're paying your mortgage with this card, and you're buying all your gas with this card for those 3 months, so you can get those 150,000 points, and that'll pay for itself. But you gotta, you gotta squeeze the lemon. This is for serious travelers. This is for someone who's like trying to basically travel, you don't have to travel as much as me, but like you're real serious about traveling and comfort, because sitting economy for 7 hours in the back of a plane on Delta or American or United, in economy in the very back with a full jet, in a seat like this for 7 hours can really wear on you, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, for 7 hours, like you're literally counting down. All right, 6 more hours, 5 more hours. It's like flying to Hawaii from Phoenix, and you're just like, this is way too long, man. But that's why I tell you guys, if you could get upgraded to first class or business class, that trip all of a sudden goes from hellaciously painful to like, hey, I don't know if I want to get off the plane because I'm getting free food. I'm also able to sleep, and the seat lounges out. I mean, the first time I really did that seat was an American Airlines flight to Colombia, to Bogota. It was a 4-hour flight from Miami, and I paid $350. I don't know how the ticket was $350. It was like during the the middle of the situation we had going on, and my friend and I, we both sat there in that seat, and we were just like, oh, that's how you travel. That's how you travel. And that was because I had the American Airlines program, and we got the good deal. Someone said Boston and Mexico City by Frontier, perfect example. I wouldn't even do that. I don't even think they could pay me to be on that flight because it's like a 5 to 6 hour flight probably from Boston to Mexico City, sitting in a full Frontier Airlines plane. And it's just right when you get to Mexico City, with the way they've been processing immigration, it's like 2 hours of standing with a heavy backpack. No thanks. That's just like, unless I was going for long term. If I'm going for 4 or 5 days in Mexico City, I'm probably saying, hey, no, I need something that's going to be comfortable, because I want to be there in a good mood. I don't want to be stressed out from having to travel in a crummy situation. Thanks to everyone who watched this video, and we will see you on the next time. Like I said, check the links in the description, because that's where I put the links to the products that I use, the supplies, and the travel reward programs. Even if you don't use my links or travel, the only reason you would use my stuff is because you wanted to support this channel, and that's nice of you. But me being nice to you is saying, look into it. Whether you use my link or not, you should look into it, because that's how I've improved my travel experience overall, and it's not so arduous or painful. So we will see you guys on the next one.